What's up, guys? What's up? Back at Steve-O's base camp. I'm struggling along, but I got to get some stuff done. I've had a beetle issue from hell. I got a bunch pre-made, and I was stapling these. I don't know if you saw it on that one video, but I got bowstring material. I melted and you can see that little hole there. I melted a little hole in with a T-pin and just threw a couple granny knots on it. That'll hold it together. And of course I got my bait in there, but I'm gonna what I've done is put a heavy load of diatomaceous earth under these hives. You can see it down here, the dust under here. I want to terminate all these freaking, anything that hits the ground here. I want to terminate all of these beetles, but I got to come back in. They're taking hives out. I got to salvage equipment. There's a few bees in that one, I'll be darned. I thought this colony was dead the other day because I looked in here and saw this. It's probably crashing. It's more than likely crashing, but look at that little pile of bees there. Not much at all. I'm gonna do something different, guys. I've had enough of this listening to silly people and not following my gut instincts on beekeeping. I've always done well following my gut instincts with beekeeping, and I've made tons of beehives. I mean, tons of them. And so right now, what is this girl doing? Okay, she's surviving, but I'm doubling up on Beetle Barns. I got plenty of Beetle Barns, and I've dusted this very well. They say the pool, swimming pool, if you go to a swimming pool shop, this stuff's expensive, but you know, so are bees, right? So you gotta weigh it out. So if you go to these pool places, they have the diatomaceous earth there, and I've done a little research. Everybody's saying yes, that will work under your hives for killing beetle larvae. It just cuts them up. I guess if you put, what I've seen pictures of, if you put diatomaceous earth under a microscope, it looks like a little whiskey barrel, real small whiskey barrel, and they say it's like sharp as razor blades, and anything crawls through it, it just rips their bodies up. You can ingest, you have to have food grade. I don't trust ingesting. I do it occasionally. Ingest diatomaceous earth, a heaping teaspoon in about, I don't know, six ounces of water. It is not a lot of water. It tastes like chalk, but the one I got on Amazon, food grade, and it's powder. It's snow white. But they say there's some good pollen coming in on that little box. I'm loving that. So I've got a few tricks I'm going to do. Diatomaceous earth is one. We've got to get a handle on these things. They'll put you out of business. And I had hives slime out one after the other. Martin and I made nukes, but the nukes were a little on the weak side. I thought they'd make, normally they'll make it like the heat of the summer, but we've had this crazy weather here, you know, crazy weather. And I think the brood got chilled. Then I put the beetle grease, the crazy beetle grease in. Has this got any beetle grease left? No, it hasn't. They've eaten it up. I'm sick of listening to people, and I hope I haven't. You know, you guys probably jumped on the bandwagon with my crazy beetle grease stuff, but I'm not playing with it no more, guys. I'm going to be working on my beetles with Beetle Barns. I know it works. It's just a maintenance issue. Well, guess what? All of beekeeping is a huge maintenance issue. We got to stay on top of it. You got to be vigilant. If you're not going to be in the bee business. That's for sure. I'm always trying to do something tricky. I listen to some of these people and end up getting screwed on the deal. Okay, so I'm done listening to all this nonsense, using common sense, and doing what I know works instinctively. Okay, that's how I always run bees, instinctively. So anyway, I found out something kind of cool. I bought some Amazon queen excluders. Okay, and here's one right here. It's yellow, but look at how cool this is. It's got round. It's not like the punched one like you get at Daydan or Daydan and Man Lake. It's got really sharp edges. This one here, if you'll look, it's got rounded. The holes are long and they're rounded. All those holes don't have sharp edges on them. Now you buy the other ones, the gray ones, they got sharp edges on them, and they say it, you know, cuts the bees up. Well, I was taking those and cutting a piece and adding it to it with Gorilla Tape, because bees hate Gorilla Tape. But I've noticed here, on my 8-frame beefies, they work. You gotta center it up correctly here to where a bee can't get through the ends. But look at there, it overlaps just enough. And these here, I got 6 of them for 24 and change on Amazon. So if these work, this is probably going to be my go-to queen excluder. Now, years ago in the 80s, I ran all metal, not the wood bound ones, but all metal. And that's, you know, done with those galvanized wires, and those wires are rounded. I used to run, back in the day, I ran 10-frame deeps, wire excluder, and 4 shallow honey supers. That's the way I ran the whole operation. Made lots of honey, moving my bees. Never, get this, guys, I never fed bees. I always left a partial shallow on them bees. And it was good timing, because by the time I got to my next crop, which, you know, each crop run about a month, time I got to my next crop, I had that partial shallow one. I'd steal off the loaded up, capped off honey. I'd take that off, and then sometimes I'd have to rifle through and collect a few fulls to supply them downstairs with only 1 super. I'd moved all my bees with a forklift with 1 shallow on top, and I finally converted to 4-way clip pallets that I made myself, and they worked great. For the clips, I made a jig up. It was 4-inch channel, basically 4-inch channel iron, and I got a coil of mobile home tie down strapping. That it's a little on the flimsy, but it worked. Okay, and I attached I'd bent it around the 4-inch angle. I had a measurement I'd shear it off, and the shear I made was pretty simple. I used 1/2 inch thick by 1 inch wide metal, and I welded it to, I had a welder and everything back in the day. I welded it to a pair of tin snip handle, and I put the handle out, you know, probably 18-inch handle on that thing, so I had plenty of leverage. And I'd put that 4-inch channel jig in my vise, and I came up with an angle iron over here to where I could just stuff I measured it out to where I could just stuff my strapping in and bump that stop, and I'd pull up on the shear and shear it off. Then I'd take a hammer, ball peen hammer, and I'd bend it around that 4-inch channel. That made the perfect hurricane clip. I mean, 4-way clip for your bees. Instead of buying those, it gets pricey. All this stuff gets pricey. The cheaper you can make this stuff, do it yourself, DIY it, your life's going to be so much better in the beekeeping world. It's ridiculous. So just a little Steve-O tip out there I'm throwing at you. Another thing I'm going to be doing, I love the idea. I've been watching Rick Sutton's been sending me a lot of info. He's a commercial man, good guy. He doesn't mind sharing tips, and he does use double screen boards. I'm also going to start utilizing, I really love the idea of it, double screen boards and cloak board idea for raising queens. I'm loving that idea. I've got a 10 framer over here that I want to convert into a cloak board hive and produce queens with it. Now, I don't know how much of this I'm going to do this year. I've called all my people on the waterfront, and of course I told them my story about getting, on the operating table and having a freaking stroke, 2 strokes. And I said, I'm not going to be able to hit your property this year, but that's all right. I mean, I may still try to get Con Martin into hauling all these bees to Michigan and play with them over the summer. And what he comes back with, maybe he can fix me up with a hive or 2 so I can keep playing with my bugs. But by then, I know pretty much I should be up and running good. And then going into 2026, I should be 100% ready to rock and roll in the bee business. And my plan is to graft a lot of queens, make queens, build the whole operation up so I have tons of resources, so I'm not scrambling around with just a few hives here and there trying to make up mating nooks for these bees that I'm going to be making queens for. I mean, you got to have a lot of resources for this.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Can you take a look at the software?
Yes, go ahead. So that's how it's going to go, and we'll see how it happens. See how this happens today. I've got to go through these few hives, and not many. I'm seeing 2 over there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all I got. 6 hives. That's it. And I'm going to beetle barn the hell out of them. And I'm going to keep the diatomaceous earth under these and get a handle on these beetles. If I don't, I got overrun, guys, because I couldn't do my beekeeper job. I was laid up, still half-ass running here. My brain's still tweaked, but it's going to come around. It's going to come around. You just got to keep at it, Keep motivated. Keep going to the gym. Keep your body strong, because this beekeeping game is a physical game, let's face it. I got to change batteries on this here GoPro before it drops off, so let me do that. Okay, guys, yeah, I just wanted to show you this yellow excluded. It's overlapping enough here. I just have to be careful I don't bump it, see, because if I bump it much, I've got bee space. Can't have that. So I just have to watch it carefully. But I can make these work without cutting, add a piece and gorilla taping and all that silly nonsense. Yeah, so anyway, let me get smoker fired up and go down through here, change out some beetle barns, and we'll get the thing going here. I mean, it's time to make bugs, guys. In Florida, it's time to make bugs. good looking colony here, guys. It's a good looking colony. I don't see my queen on the top cover here. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed here. This hive could be definitely split with a double screen board. Yeah, and that may happen here. That may happen here soon. What I'm thinking about on double screen boards, guys, to make a simple screen board, is go to Lowe's and buy up some 1x2. That'll give me a 3/4 gap in there. And then just lay out this measurement here. This is 21 5/16 from here to here, okay? This is 13 and change here. I don't know exactly what it is. But yes, a 13/4, 13 and a half, I forget, I have to start taping. But I'm put them down here, put one down here so it matches up flush, put another one here, then cut one for the inside of that 1x2, okay? Then cut another one in the center that comes across. And I don't need to, I'm not gonna need, my thought is I'm not going to need to attach the center post to these side rails. I mean, I could, but you gotta buy a couple other, you know, clamp things that I don't really need to. I don't believe I do. I'm just gonna butt it up, and then I'm gonna come over the top on these corners with another one. That'll give them a 3/4 under there. That'll give them 3/4 up under there, shim like, okay? Give them a little bit more room. We're gonna put on, I don't see any beetles in here, guys. I don't see any beetles here. Maybe my diatomaceous earth trick is already working, but what we're gonna do is put one at each end of the nest, and the girls can have fun with that, chasing beetles around and shoving them in boxes and sealing their ass up forever. I think what they do, this roach bait I put in these traps, I think the beetles smell it. I don't think they eat it, for the simple fact I open these things up all the time. If I hear it shaking like a baby rattle, if you know, and I open it up, the bait is still in there, the same size. I only put like a 1/4 inch piece of bait in that thing. Normally these things are attacking my hands, guys. I just put a handful of apple cider vinegar on my hands. They don't seem to want to jump on my ass today. Isn't that nice? So I saw no beetles on my inner cover here, on my lid rather. So yeah, but I'm thinking I'm gonna put getting back to the double screen. The way I'm gonna do this, most guys do plywood. I see Bob Benny doing a 3/4 plywood and just bore a couple holes. But as cool as it's been, I don't know. I'm sure he works in cooler weather than I do. But he's only boring, I don't know, 2.5, 3-inch hole. I think he's cutting a mason jar hole is what he's cutting in these. And I'm gonna start feeding too again. I haven't fed in a few days, but the girls are hungry, they want it. I'm just letting them build up good. And yeah, I think with the screen, putting the screen on there, I've got that one strip in the middle here. It's the same height as the side rail, see? So there won't be any sagging of the screen touching each other. That 3/4 will be in there. You won't have an issue with them communicating top and bottom of that screen because of that 3/4 running across, right? And yeah, I think it's gonna work fine. Now you can't, even with that 3/4 deal, drill a hole down through it and create a bypass, I think, with that. See, I'm going to have another border around here of 1 by 2 around it. So it's going to be up. It's going to be up 3/4 on top of that wire. I'll staple the wire on top and bottom of this fixture, this you know, picture frame, and then I'm going to put another one on top of that. That'll give me 3/4 of travel space under there, and on that I can go ahead and cut at an angle. I see Mr. Sutton does that. He cuts it on an angle, puts one screw in the middle, and then you can twist it open and close. Now he likes to put them on the side, one on the front, one on the side. Myself, what I think I will do is put one in the front, one in the back. Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. But these little girls here, God bless them. Hang in there, girls. I'm trying to get with you. I'm trying to get with you, girls. I'm just looking them over here right now to see if I see a varroa mite. I don't see any varroa mites. I did a treatment. I did an amortized treatment on this, all these hives. 3 rounds of amortized. So I got that knocked down. Now they'll all need, again, going into winter, they're all going to need a heavy hit of amortized to knock them down. They're going to have to stay on top of the beetles too, just ongoing. So then I'll be feeding, of course, too. We just got to keep on it, guys, till we get her done. This hive ain't looking too bad, but there's nothing on this. There's nothing going on this outside frame. This one over here looks light too on the exteriors here, but it's just going to take a little bit more. I don't like what I see right here. You see this is all crossed. There we go, that fixed it. So yeah, they got room to build here. I just got to keep them treated, guys. That's all I got to do. I didn't see any beetles on this underside here whatsoever, nothing. I got some double 8s over there, so there's some good material to work with over there. We just got to beetle trap the hell out of these things. So like I said, I'm going to put one at each end. Put it one at each end. And you girls run all the beetles in here. Once you get them in there, girls, seal them up. Just like you're sealing up a mummy in the pyramids. Seal them up and let them die. I don't know what these little critters are here, but I don't like the looks of them. There's quite a few of them running around here. They're not ants. I'm not sure what they are. I just hope there's not another critter to take my sweet baby girls out of the food chain, you know? I don't know what's going on in this thing. I think it's on the way out. I think it's on the way out. These bees look very sluggish. They look very sluggish. I don't even really want to lift them out of here. So I'm just going to put a beetle barn at each end and wish the girls luck. Alright, I'm going to move down to these 2 colonies here and beetle barn the hell out of them too. I just popped this one. This one's looking pretty good. Still nothing going on this outside. What I'm going to do, this is a bamboo frame right here. And it's also a horizontal scenario. I don't do this horizontal stuff anymore, guys. I'm cutting these to go straight up and down. These girls are a little quaky here. They're a little on the quaky side. They're a little, they've been having a hard day in school, guys, and they're a little quaky. Okay, I put that bamboo in the middle and we're going to make them work it. They're a little cranky and quaky, but let's see here. It's only 64 degrees. No wonder they're quaky, huh? Yeah, it is what it is, guys. This colony looks good over here too. This looks good over here. We'll give them a pump right in the hole there. Pump up the entrance. See what we got in here. Not very good, but I don't see any beetles. Now these things were ate up with beetles. My last inspection, it was terrible, guys. I mean, absolutely terrible. And the bees were not happy with all this going on. Of course, it was a cloudy day and this and that. Big old drone there, it's coal black. Little Caucasian action, I guess. There's one beetle right there. One beetle. Guess what? He just got smashed. Let me put in some beetle barns in this thing and move on down the line. We're burning daylight, you know? So this beekeeping thing and trying to do YouTube at the same time, it does, YouTube does slow you down quite a bit. Yeah, it does slow you down. So I'm gonna shut the camera down and move down to the next hive down here. And I got that banana venom smell on me. I'm gonna do some more apple cider vinegar, because these girls down here, I tell you right now, they're quaky. And I don't want them eating my ass up too bad, but I need some bee venom therapy, let's face it, guys. Okay, guys, I see this one is toast. I actually saw, get this, I actually saw some beetle larvae crawling through my beetle grease. So how great does the beetle grease work? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. This girl here, she cleaned it up. There's no beetle grease in here at all. Yeah. I don't see any hive beetles in here, although they have plugged this. They have plugged this trap up. So a lot of these hives that are good at kicking hive beetle asses seem to survive quite well. Let's take a peek in this brood chamber and see what it's looking like. See, they got a lot of work to do in this thing. a lot of work. I don't see any this girl is looking queenless. Yeah, this hive is queenless. There's no eggs in here unless they're below. There's no sealed brood in here. We had an excellent queen in this one, and we moved it over into that nuke and has set it here. And then she left, or they killed her. I don't know. Yeah, there's no larvae in here at all. There's no eggs. Very discouraging. There is a little sealed brood on this one, but 0 eggs. Again, a little food, a little pollen, no eggs. They definitely need a queen. I think what I'm going to do here, guys, is go over here and rob me a frame of eggs, and I'm going to center punch it right here to keep this colony cranking. They can go ahead and start doing their deal here on making a queen cell. There's a lot of bees in here, just they don't have what they need to make a queen cell. I don't know what happened to this queen. She may be the one we put in the nuke. I don't remember. I forgot what I had for breakfast, guys. Okay, guys, I just stole a frame over there and installed it here. And man, it's solid brood. That's one of Martin's queens. It's solid brood across. In the very bottom, it had some just hatched eggs, just hatched, so perfect size for these girls here to make a queen. So that should work out. I'll give them something to work on. Hopefully we can salvage these boxes here. A lot of this stuff I'm gonna have to probably seal up. I might just drop them in a contractor's trash bag and put it in the barn and keep an eye on it and see, you know, if I start getting wax moth issues. I do have that chemical. It's not a chemical. It's a forget the name of it. It's a organic thing that you put on that will take out eggs. And I do have some of that product. You just spray it on. But anyway, these girls are going here. Hopefully they'll make me a queen. As I get to, I'm feeling pretty good today, guys. I really am. And I did remember what I had for breakfast. It was a 4-egg meat lover's omelet with 2 sausage patties and 3 tomato slices. That's what I had. And 3 cups of coffee, okay? So I did remember that much. But with this bee game, especially if you want to graft, like I want to get going with grafting, you got to have a lot of bees. Because you got to have the support colonies to give you resources to make up more nooks and stuff. But I'm going to start utilizing, once I get enough bees up here and they're looking good, start utilizing the double screen like Bob Benny does and the rest of them. Rick Sutton and I, he's a commercial guy, and him and I have gotten to be pretty good friends, and so we've been communicating quite a bit. He's actually down in Groveland making some citrus honeycomb, so that's pretty cool. And he said it looks like it's coming on pretty good, but time will tell. I mean, you got to, you get toward the end of the bloom, it could fall flat on his face, but then you could shift it into the next thing on our plate in Florida is saw palmetto and gallberry. So if you could, if you had partial things of honeycomb, I guess you could shift it into saw palmetto and gallberry and finish it out and let them cap it. But I don't know. He has an outfit that actually buy the product from him, but I don't know if mix matching honey, citrus with saw palmetto and all works or not. I don't know. I've never gotten into honeycomb. I have produced some myself with some wireframes and some friends. I buy the clamshells on Amazon, and you cut out. I have the cutter where you cut out. It cuts a 4-inch square, and those 4-inch squares go right inside of those clamshells. And I just seal them up and put them in the deep freezer, let them freeze. If you leave them out or whatever, doggone wax moth come in, start chewing them up. Just what everybody needs, right? A worm crawling through their honeycomb as they're trying to eat it. So, I don't know. He's coming along with, I hope he does well. I really do. That'll be a nice bonus check for him. Takes a lot of money, guys, to run this operation. If you're a commercial guy, you're talking to Rick, you're talking $20,000 plus moving bees from Florida to California, and another $20,000 to get them out of there, trucking to get them back to your base camp. Where that is, who knows? Rick runs bees from upper Michigan to down South Florida, south of Tampa. So there's a lot involved, guys. If you're wanting to get into bees and want to get serious with it, and you probably will, because it's so doggone addictive that you want to just build up more and more and more. But we have to stay on top of these parasites because they carry viruses, and these viruses probably kill the bees quicker than the doggone sliming out they do. These beetles sliming out your beehive. But with this sliming happen, I've had it happen. I had a hive over there. I don't know, you might have seen the video. I had it right over there. It was beautiful. It was stacked up. It was actually stacked up with 5s. And I had 5-frame supers on top. And they had that sucker blown out with sealed honey, capped honey. I was a little bit slow on that one. You just got to learn by your mistakes. And they slimed that hive out, and I lost all that honey. But what I did is took it out in the middle of the yard over here and just let the bees just go through it. But the problem is once they start sliming, the bees just get so disgusted with the rancidity of everything, they don't even want it. It gets so rancid that they don't want it. After these damn hive beetles get in there, spreading their poop and viruses all over everything, and probably vomiting on everything, the bees just say, no, this game ain't for us, and they don't even want it. So there is a lot of tricks to this trade, and I've made all of the bad decisions, and still am, I guess. But I've got an excuse. I was down for a while with the surgery and all that. But I'm gonna keep throwing diatomaceous earth under these things, because I don't want to see any more beetles. None, zero. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. I got stuff to do inside, and whenever I'm bored to death, I'm gonna come back out. I don't hear no beetles rattling. Don't hear any beetles rattling in here. But I've got to clean them, rebait them, throw them back in my bucket here. This is just stuff I do, rainy day stuff you do in your spare time to keep things going. All right, guys, I'm going to catch you later. Have a good day. Be strong, be well. We got to keep getting it on. See you.